Well, let's get more on this story now. Linda Mnisi is our reporter on the scene. Linda, good morning to you once again. So, yet more stones being discovered. I understand that they're also quite colorful this time around. There is a purplish stone that has been seen there. Can you confirm?
Indeed, Paul. In fact, one of the young gentlemen here, I'm assuming he's just under 20, came to us just shortly after we spoke to you and wanted to confirm whether this stone that looked purplish was in fact real, you know. And immediately when he came to us, there were some people who also came towards him wanting to see this one, because it seemed as though it was the first of its kind since the people started digging here. But as you can see behind me, we're in like the next part of where this digging is happening, and this is where you can see more of the people. I mean, across this field, there are men, there are women, there are young children who have come out to dig for this alleged diamond, as they would like to think. In fact, you know, as you walk around, we spoke to, one gentleman who wanted to make sure, as if he does not want to waste his time. He asked me, so are you able to confirm, thinking that our cameras and the microphone that I have with me is something that can detect whether this is a real diamond or not? He said, are you able to use the equipment that you have to tell whether these diamonds are real or not, and are you able to detect where exactly they are? You know, they've been also hearing a number of stories around, how some people came here, they started digging, and when they gave up, someone else came to dig and found more of these stones. I'll call them stones for now. So essentially what we're seeing here is, of course, a lot of people that have come here. It seems as though there's also those who have been here for a couple of days. I'll just ask Morena to show you just behind him. There is a tuck shop that has also been set up where those who are digging here, and when they are tired, they can also buy some food. You'll remember that many communities are started like this. Immediately when there's a mine in the neighborhood, many people flock, and some of them set up shelter. So it seems at this point, while these people are mining here, there is an opportunity, of course, to cash in, given the fact that, there is, of course, that market. People do get hungry, and when they get hungry, they will want to spend their money here.
Understanding is that this digging, it starts early hours of the morning, and there are those who actually continue the digging well into the night. How are they able to see what they are doing? Because my understanding is that there are no lights there, street lights.
Yes, it's in the middle, totally, of an open field, and what we've been able to also spot were, fires that have been started by those who are said to have spent some time here, those who arrived in the early hours of the morning, and those who may have slept here, because we understand there are those that may have slept here. So it seems as though those fires are set up to keep them warm. As you may remember, that we are right in the middle of winter. I'm seeing one gentleman who's just arrived, starting his own digging. Okay. Kukude nana?
Ayiqhelile kakhulu, ngihamba nje ibanga impela.
Okay.
10 kilometers.
Okay. So nawe uzojoin abantu abazogubha lana, mhlambe ukuthi nawe mhlambe ungaba like?
Yeah, bebo, ngizogubha impela nje, ngizozama, ngizule kuthiwa phuma impela lokhu uzana idiamond, ngizozama nami ubangila.
Mawuqeda ukulithola uzoyenzani ngalo, ngoba sikakazi ukuthi noma idiamond lamampela noma akulona lamampela?
Ngizeme impela, ngifisa impela ukuthi mhlambe ngibe nalo igcine ngilokhuze ngigcine ngizeme impela, ngazi ukuthi izolishonisa kubona, kodwa ngiyafisa ukuba nalo.
Igama ubani?
Siyabonga.
All right, there you have it. That's Siyabonga. He's just arrived, Koli, taking us through what his wishes are, saying that he's just arrived. He's traveled 10 kilometers and is hoping that he may find, some of these diamonds. So it seems that most of them are camera shy and they don't want to speak to us. But what you're seeing, of course, the scores of the people here. You'll remember the KZN provincial government also issued a statement. I'm seeing some of them who are resting, sleeping on this side where I'm standing. But also going back to the point of the KZN provincial government issuing a statement saying also it's quite concerning when people are converging in their numbers during, the third wave. So, people are quite more concerned about really, getting themselves out of poverty. This is an opportunity for them to get themselves out of poverty, as you may have heard, because when you look around, you're also seeing young people, and you wonder, where they're coming from, and their parents just don't want to speak, So it seems there is, of course, that need for people to get themselves out of poverty. Koli?
Linda, just watching the visuals as you beam them live to us, many of the people, it would seem there, COVID-19 is just an afterthought. I don't see many masks. Let's talk about the police and what they are doing, because you mentioned much earlier during the last hour that when you enter that area, the first thing you're greeted by is the presence of law enforcement. Where are they exactly? Are they on the edges of this particular digging site?
Well, yes, Koli, I can confirm that they are on the edges. In fact, they're right at the entrance. When you start entering and accessing this area, that's where you find them. Also, just on the outskirts, when you look, I don't know if Murana is able to zoom to the other side. There are a couple of cars that are parked there. So when you drive past those cars, what you're able to see, some of the police patrolling that area. Earlier on, we were also told that we can also park in that area and walk to this particular area, but we chose to park on this side, which was closer. But there hasn't also been any reports, from my understanding, of any violence that may have broken out or any kind of robbery. But what we do know is that there are no police around here. They're just on the entrance where people are coming. There are quite a number of people that are coming here and are wanting to access and wanting to dig here. So a number of them come from different directions, and as, of course, they make their way to this particular area. Utolen, we've just found one who's just found one stone.
It's a big one.
Uyaqala mhlawumbe ukuthola.
Angiqala ukuthola ngeke ngathola izolo ngizitholile ezifinyana namanje ngizitholile, but I'm so happy because I got this one. It's a little bit big, but not that big.
Is it bigger than the ones obuzitholile?
No, it's not the one I'm expecting, but it's just a small one. But still, I'm trying to get another one.
So how do you find them? Like uyibona kanjani ngoba incane?
So now you see, it's so small. You just open this. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it. You have to try and dig until you get the small one. Yeah.
You're quite pleased.
Pardon?
You're quite pleased, Ujabli.
Yeah, I'm so happy. But I'm still trying to get the big one, not this one. It's so small. Yeah.
Are you selling them?
Pardon?
Yeah, are you selling them? You are saying?
No, I'm not selling them. I'm just trying to dig them until I get them. Then I found out if it's the real one. Yeah.
All right, so there you have it, Koli. The lady there who's just found one, seemingly pleased, saying that at this point she's not selling any. What she wants to do is to just gather them. She's found a couple of others. This is the biggest that she's found since. So she's also was demonstrating to us how she looks and how she finds them, saying that you just break those stones and that's where you'll be able to see some of those. She says at this point she will keep them and does not intend on selling them.
Linda, the presence of law enforcement, many people will be wondering, what is their role there? Is it to make sure that the numbers do not grow as they already are quite massive, we see, but importantly, just the understanding of why police are there, is it to try and make sure that people don't fight among themselves in getting these precious stones they believe are diamonds, or is it to control crowds that are flocking to this area?
You remember, Cody, this is in an isolated area, and it's in an open field, so there are, of course, possibilities that there may be anything that happens. So from our understanding and what we've been able to see, the police have just been monitoring the situation, nothing beyond monitoring the situation and really looking into perhaps the people that are coming in. There is no sign of them stopping people from coming here, so we've been able to see people walking past the police, and the police really not doing anything about them accessing this area, and perhaps one may think that this is the reason why we are not seeing any of them around us right now.
All right, Linda, so as I wrap up this with you, talk to us, or perhaps let's try and throw forward for the viewer. There is the expectation that there are geologists, mining experts that are being sent there by the Minerals Department. They called a task team. So no sign of them there yet. What about KwaZulu-Natal as well? Authorities from that side of the province, have they been there? Have you caught any sight of them?
Well, we haven't been able to spot any task team that is set to arrive here, even those from the KZN Provincial Department. As you know, that this area is quite big, and there are quite a number of people that have arrived. I'm sure if their cars or any of that sort is, of course, branded, we will be able to spot them. But from where we are standing, we haven't been able to spot any of them. It seems majority of the people that are gathered here are locals and others that have come from different parts of the area and outside, and even outside of the province. So when we understand that also an IFP councillor will be arriving in the 11 o'clock hour. So we'll hopefully get to speak to that IFP councillor, perhaps about plans, in terms of how this will work out and how, of course, they are going to be controlling the situation. As you may know, that it's also attracting quite a number of people who are hoping to get lucky. Oli?
Linda, we'll leave it there for the time being. I see you next to a very enthusiastic crowd there. Perhaps the next time we speak, Linda, we're going to hopefully bring some of the people that we are told are coming from as far as Cape Town to that area to try and strike it rich, if you like. So we'll leave it there for the time being for now. That's Linda Mnisi, our reporter for us in Kwahlathi, that's in the area just outside of Ladysmith.